beside thee, God Almighty, the great I am.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 10 o'clock in the Heartland.
Old Monroe Lumber Company has the really big tools you need to get the job done right, not only in the retail store, but in the rental area too. Bobcats, excavators, dingoes, and lift equipment, including a 65-foot boom lift, scissor lifts, and more. Need something a little smaller? Old Monroe Lumber Company rents saws, log splitters, jackhammers, water pumps, and dump trailers. Just about anything you need delivered to your job site. Take a look online at omlumber.com.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry. And this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild. Pepsi.
News. I'm Paul Stevens. The Senate okays another Trump cabinet pick.
They vote to confirm Kristi Noem as the next Secretary of Homeland Security. She was sworn in Saturday after being approved in a 59-34 vote. Former Fox News host and Army veteran Pete Hegseth was also sworn in to his new role as Secretary of Defense. Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tie-breaking vote Friday to secure his confirmation.
Fox's Chanley Painter. President Trump, meantime, in Las Vegas Saturday, saying he wants to eliminate taxes on tips.
On day one, I directed every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and bring down the cost of daily life. We want to bring prices down.
There are an estimated 1 million restaurant servers in the U.S., and a change, though, in tax policy needs approval from Congress. America's listening to Fox News.
EasyCater. It's all the food for your workplace, all in one place. With over 100,000 restaurants nationwide on one platform. Whether you need food for company meetings or events, daily employee lunches, or your next lunch and learn, EasyCater makes food for work, work. And it doesn't stop at lunch. With EasyCater, you've got great breakfast options, snacks, treats, and more. Whenever and wherever work happens, EasyCater's here to make the food happen. Order now at easycater.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The stock market taking a nosedive Friday, snapping its 4-day winning streak. The Dow ending down 141 points, S&P 500 down 17, NASDAQ down 99. Wall Street nabbing its best start to a presidential term since Ronald Reagan's back in 1985. NVIDIA leading the way in losses among mega-cap tech stocks. Shares of Apple, meanwhile, dropping 11% in 2025 through Friday's close. The iPhone maker having its worst start of the year since 2008. Texas Instruments stock plummeting Friday after sharing disappointing guidance for the current quarter. Existing home sales improved in December, up 2.2%. However, for the entire year, sales slumped to the lowest level in 30 years. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
It's the Will Cain Show.
Ideological goals like climate change, green initiatives, because attention and resources are a finite game, they are diverted. It is pulled away from the priorities that matter to citizens directly. When you pay your taxes, there are certain things that you have a right to expect. Police protection, emergency response. Anything given to misplaced priorities ends up something that can hurt citizens when they need their government.
Streaming live 12 p.m. Eastern weekdays on FoxNews.com and the Fox News YouTube channel.
Out and about once again in Troy, Missouri. South Lincoln Drive means Country State of Mind Designs. I'm talking with Lisa today. There's a saying that goes, if your business doesn't have a sign, there's no sign of your business.
That's correct.
So Country State of Mind Designs does so much more than just signs. But that's the main thrust of things, right? You're trying to help the visibility of local businesses to, ensure their viability.
We thrive on helping you guys be noticeable and recognizable. We can do anything from light signs, flat signs, vehicle graphics, shirts.
You guys have a lot more to offer than just signs.
We do embroidery here. We also have the newest and latest t-shirt with the direct-to-film printer. We actually print in-house.
You guys have a great website at countrystateofminddesigns.com. And if somebody wants to talk about an upcoming project, Lisa, how do they get a hold of you?
636-775-1117, or they can email us at csmdesigns.troy@gmail.com.
Out and about in Troy, Missouri at Country State of Minds at 139 South Lincoln Drive. Come see Lisa and the whole staff today.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In the NBA on Saturday night, the Los Angeles Lakers won at Golden State 118-108. Anthony Davis, 36 points and 13 rebounds. Steph Curry went 4 for 17 from the field and was held scoreless in the second half. The Lakers now a season-best 7 games above 500 at 25-18. They've won 3 in a row and 5 of 6. The Houston Rockets won at Cleveland 135-131. Houston's Amen Thompson, a 23-point, 14-rebound, 10-assist triple-double. The New York Knicks over the Sacramento Kings 143-120. The Knicks' Josh Hart, a 20-point, 18-rebound, 11-assist triple-double. Conference Championship Sunday in the NFL kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern with the NFC Championship game as the Eagles host the Washington Commanders. At 6:30 Eastern, the Chiefs host the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center. Online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy. Getting down to 26 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 40s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 26. In Wentzville, it's 27 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, good morning, good Sunday morning. We are live. This is Uncensored Wrestling Talk, and yes, we are live in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and what a great morning it is this morning for the first time this year. First time this year that all three of us are in the studio together. Of course, I am speaking of, first of all, the one and only, our resident referee. He is H.D. Daniels. Happy New Year, my friend.
Hello. Morning.
And then also, across from me, he is Superfan. He is the Nematode Nelly. He's Hellbelly Tim Williams.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing great. A little bit cold, but it's good.
It's a little chilly out there, but guess what? A week from this coming Tuesday, it'll be in the 70s. It'll be in the 70s, guys.
That's just
it's unbelievable.
I don't even want it. It's just a tease. It's not going to stay.
Hey, a lot of stuff to get to real quick before we jump into the brunt of the show. First of all, you can watch us on the KYRO Facebook feed, Traveling East Productions Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page. On Twitter, HD, that is called
UW Talk KYRO.
And the video broadcast of the shows here on KYRO are brought to you in partnership with Traveling East Productions and made possible by Safe Harbor Insurance, Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping, original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry, and Pickle on the Run. Yum, yum, get you some. And you can check those guys out on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And I would be remiss in not saying thank you to our main sponsor of this show, NWA World League Wrestling. The next show, February the 8th. Get your tickets right now. We are less than 2 weeks away. Don't wait. You wait, you're going to miss out. That's the bottom line. You show up the day of to get your tickets, you're not going to get in the door. I can almost guarantee
You'll be left out in the cold.
You will be. And as our resident referee here said, you know, this 70-degree weather that's going to happen, it's a tease. So it's probably going to be back down into the 20s by that time, by that date comes around.
Yeah, we don't get consistent warm weather here till like the end of April.
Yeah.
Like April is going to be cold. It is every year. I don't want it.
I don't either.
It's a tease.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with our referee. 1, 2, 3. The weather's out. All right. So real quick, again, also some programming notes for today here on KYRO. Pre-game will start at 1 o'clock, kickoff at 2 o'clock for the NFC Championship title game. It'll be the Washington Commanders visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. They split, those division rivals split their meetings during the regular season, with the Commanders winning the latest one in December. That's going to be a good game, I think, between those two. And then at 5:30 this afternoon is kickoff. Pre-game probably a little bit beforehand, just depending on what time that first game gets over with. But the Buffalo Bills will ride into Arrowhead Stadium just to get defeated by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Absolutely.
As the Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl. I'm predicting it right now, and they will have their chance. They will have their chance for history at a three-peat.
Exactly. Let's rock the Chiefs Nation. Let's
go. Let's do it. And then one more thing real quick before we jump into this first segment. I want to say happy birthday and dedicate this show to my mom, because today she becomes the diamond. She is the diamond. She turned 75 today, guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Sarge Mom.
There we go. And yesterday we had a great day. We had a surprise birthday party for her. First time that she had both great-granddaughters in the same place at the same time. It's awesome to see. Seeing her well up and, you know, the whole 9 yards. Memories for a lifetime. So, Mom, love you. This show dedicated to you.
What's your mom's favorite wrestler?
You know, that's a good question. Mom, if you're watching, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know who your favorite wrestler was. I know my dad, he's always talking about Bobo Brazil. So
okay,
maybe it's somebody from that time period. Who knows? We'll see. Well, hopefully she'll put something in there for us. You know, also for that February 8th show, we know now that Attila Khan has stepped up and said, look, I won the #1 contendership at WLW 25. I want my shot right here, right now, on February the 8th, show out, because he's going to show up and take that NWA World League Wrestling Championship belt off of the Grand Regent Camaro Jackson. Your guys' initial thoughts on that particular matchup?
Hard hitting.
Yeah.
Very hard hitting.
Yeah, when he was in the Rumble, especially against Trevor Murdoch for that time, it was slugfest.
It was.
So I'm looking forward to another slugfest with Camaro.
Hopefully you'll be refereeing it and you need to duck.
I'll just steer clear. I've been hit with the Camaro clothesline before.
I do have to say, though, Trevor Murdoch has got a little bit of a beef, because at that over-the-top battle royal for the #1 contendership, he went under the ropes. He didn't go over the ropes. He went under the ropes and stood up on the apron as he was fighting somebody else, got that person out, and then here comes Attila Khan, and he knocks him off the apron. and I don't know, referee H.D. Daniels. I believe it was I believe it was Caleb Barton that went ahead and called that the match was over with.
Unfortunately, there's no instant replay or flags to throw in wrestling.
No timeout.
I wanted to throw a flag that night.
Yeah.
I was screaming from the second row.
Yeah, it's something that we can discuss with, the backstage office. But as it stands right now, we have a winner.
We do, and he's going to get that shot February the 8th. It's going to be one doozy of a match. Those type of matches that is going to be a bit on the out of control side, because that's what Attila Khan is. He's out of control. Hard hitting, don't know what the heck's going to happen type things. Are those the type of matches that you love to get in and referee, or is it those type of matches the ones that you're like, I don't really want that match?
I'll never say I don't want a match in particular with the position I have, but I'm a fan first. I like the chaos, in the wrestling matches, the Rumble matches. It's nuts. It's crazy. Sometimes I get lost in the action. I'm supposed to call this. I'm not supposed to watch this. But yeah, I'm up for, as a referee at WLW, I'm up for anything and everything. I can't wait for the next match, no matter what the gimmick or stipulation is. Yeah.
Now, Superfan Hillbilly Tim over here with his overalls on. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go on to Facebook and look at World League Wrestling's Facebook page real quick and see the announcement for the ladies match here, because that night the NWA World League Wrestling Ladies Division Champion Skylar Sparks will be taking on Cameron Brunet. And what I want you to find out for me real quick, does it say that it is for that Ladies Division Championship? Because I don't remember it saying it.
I don't see it saying it right now.
So right now they're just going to have a match.
Right.
And that may change. Who knows? But I know Cameron Brunet has been itching to get back into that ring with Skylar Sparks.
Yeah, there's beef there, right?
A lot of beef. But I gotta hand it to Skylar Sparks. She has been traveling around all over the Midwest defending the NWA World League Wrestling Ladies Division Championship and doing a heck of a job at it. She's making a case right now, and she made comment last week. She is the best Ladies Division champion that NWA World League Wrestling has ever seen. And technically, she's not wrong. Technically.
Why not technically?
Because WLW 25, we started the NWA World League Wrestling.
The title of the NWA.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So technically, she's not wrong.
Technically, she's the worst champion, too.
And
the shortest reign champion.
Chair shot to the back of Skylar Sparks from referee H.D. Daniels. Oh my goodness!
Hey, did anybody also see?
And Tim handed him the chair.
Right. Anybody see on World League Wrestling? They found some history. How many of those are your tapes?
No comment. What are we talking about here?
A bunch of VCR tapes have been found of history of WLW. Now they got to try to get it converted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That would be very cool to see. Maybe even some of those show up on Showdown.
Yeah.
And do some commentary on those.
Oh, yeah.
That would be very, very cool to do. And, of course, speaking of Showdown, every single weekend you can see NWA World League Wrestling Showdown on 16 different TV stations from Houston all the way up to Boston, Massachusetts. You can watch it on YouTube. Check it out at World League Wrestling's channel. So much awesome stuff going on. You can also even watch it on Monday evenings at 6:30 now on Traveling East Productions Facebook page.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's very cool. Just a lot of stuff, a lot of awesome stuff going on right now with the NWA World League Wrestling. And, it's 2 weeks after February the 8th. On February the 22nd, we make a third annual trip down to Fort Leonard Wood, to the Davidson Fitness Center there. And, folks, I'm telling you, keep your eyes open for when those tickets go on sale. You definitely want to make a trip there, because that is, HD, you've been there with me. You can testify to this. I think that is probably the loudest place that we have ever been to with our fans.
With the World League, the 25th anniversary, the Night of Champions, those are maybe our two biggest shows, right? But this one, a case could be made, it's the loudest and maybe the funnest.
Yeah.
It is the biggest crowd we have any year.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. 800 to 1,000 people there, just so loud.
At the least.
Yeah, correct. 800 at minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Williams clan is plan on making a trip down there for this one.
It's going to be good. It's going to be doggone good.
It's a great experience. Just fun, nonstop fun the whole time.
And I'm speaking the truth here, Tim, and HD can verify this too. As loud as it gets inside that auditorium, inside that gym, I personally could not even hear myself think. It was that loud.
It's the walls of the gymnasium, I suppose. I don't know, just the sound bouncing everywhere. It's hard to hear. It's hard to communicate in the ring. It's just loud. They're just there to have fun.
That's right. All the awesome chants being done by the soldiers.
Yep.
It's just good times, good stuff. And the bleachers are full of soldiers. The basic training and the AIT soldiers that are down there conducting training down there at Fort Leonard Wood. We can't wait to get down there and see all of them again. So get your tickets, make that trip. And you know what? I suggest this. On the way there in the morning, stop in Cuba, Missouri to the Huddle House. That is such an awesome little place.
That's your stop on the way
there.
there.
That is my stop, my friends. That is, I like me some Waffle House, okay? I do. I'm not going to lie. But this place puts that to shame.
Better tell the Usos they like their Waffle House.
Hey, Usos, try Huddle House, because if you try Huddle House, you will convert. I guarantee it.
Sounds like a cult out there.
And on that note, we're going to take our very first break of the show, and we will be right back and jump into all kinds of awesome wrestling stuff that's been going on over the last week or so. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hi, BJ Walters here. Join us for the News Radio KYRO Sports Flash from the Old Monroe Lumber Company at CM79 in Old Monroe and online at omlumber.com on your home for the Chiefs, Blues, Mizzou, NASCAR, News Radio KYRO.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank & Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at pbtc.net. People's Bank & Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Moscow Mills Lions Club invites you every second Sunday of the month, 7:30 to noon. All-you-can-eat breakfast, $12 adults, kids 6 to 11, $6, and children under 6 eat free. Sunday breakfast, 30 Friese Industrial Drive in Moscow Mills.
Well, welcome back. Uncensored Wrestling Talk here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. I am Sarge. He is Superfan Tim, the Nematode Nelly. And also our resident referee, he is HD Daniels. You know I said we were going to jump into a whole bunch of wrestling stuff, right? But I lied. Okay. I admit.
Liar.
I lied. Because during the holiday season, we had a segment called What's in the Bag, where you two gentlemen brought me gifts. And that day, I accidentally walked off and forgot mine at the house for you guys. And like we said at the beginning of the show, this is the first time since then that all three of us have been in the studio together.
Oh, boy.
So, what is in the bag? This first one is going to go to our resident referee, H.D. Daniels. And this one, you always say that you love and can't wait to see every single time they show up on TV, the Bloodline. So for you, my friend, a figurine, a wrestling action figure of the one and only, the only tribal chief.
Here we go.
Roman
Reigns.
This
is going to go straight to Little HD's collection. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Get that signed and it might be worth something.
Merry Christmas, Sarge.
There you go. And then for the nematode Nelly, he is superfan Tim Williams. Your favorite holiday of the year is not Christmas. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not Easter that's going to be coming up in a couple of months. Heck, it's not even Memorial Day weekend. He's not a patriot. It is actually Halloween.
Exactly.
So this particular gift kind of goes in with thoughts of Halloween. So I hand this to you, saying happy holidays to you, my friend.
Thank you.
And I think you'll like this one because it is none other than Brody King.
I love it already.
With his face paint. He looks like a Halloween character.
He does love the House of Black.
Yep. He does. He is a member of the House of Black. And they started last night on Collision. Himself and Buddy Matthews and Julia Hart as the Hounds of Hell, which was pretty wild.
It was a good match.
It was a very good match. They went up against the Gates of Agony, and hard-hitting match, a little bit back and forth, but they came out with that hard win.
Yeah,
they need that momentum.
Now, last weekend, we didn't get the chance to get to it because we had so much trying to cover, but congratulations has got to go out to a person that when you hear his name, you have to believe, and he appears. Joe Hendry winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, defeating Nick Nemeth. However, I will say this, under a little bit of controversy, because of the fact that JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, came out and clotheslined some people out there that just, what is going on with JBL and showing up at different places and doing this? Is he like putting together his own little army? And if so, who's the members of this army? Because we don't really know one way or the other whether he was there for Nick Nemeth or whether he was there for Joe Hendry.
Yeah, we did an extensive talk about the crossover between TNA and NXT coming up. So something like this, it just is building into it, and I think time will tell to show what's the game plan is for it. And it wouldn't be shocking to see maybe JBL help with announcing and become a little bit stronger fixture in TNA.
Well, it's not just TNA JBL's appeared at. I remember Nick Nemeth had an appearance at Juggalo Championship Wrestling, and he showed up there to help old Dolph win his match.
Yep.
And then Dolph lost his title, but JBL still shows up this past Thursday and clotheslines, and Joe Hendry comes out with the victory then. So I don't know if he's just like the defender of champions. I'm not sure what JBL's up to. But
real quick before I miss doing this, because I just seen this on the Facebook feed, the owner and producer of Traveling East Productions has put a message on Facebook's feed of this show, and he is quite jealous of the both of you.
Oh no!
For he says, "Oh sure." And the producer gets a handshake and a hot dog. I get it. I don't even give him a hot dog. He don't even get the hot dog.
I don't know what's so insulting about hot dogs these days. Hot dogs, I know. They're delicious.
It's just forced
meat. They really
meat.
are. You know, the best hot dog, if you really want a great hot dog, Costco's food court. You can go in there. Even if you're not a member, you can still go into the food court and get food there. Their hot dog is so doggone good that every time I go up in there, that's the first thing I do before I even go shopping is go get me a hot dog. It's good stuff. If you guys haven't had it.
You say boom when you eat it?
Boom!
I thought it's bang. I thought it's bang.
No, it's boom.
Whatever it is.
From last night on the promo.
But I thought she said bam.
Bam. Yeah, bam.
Yeah, she said
So,
bam.
Bam.
Bang,
bam,
and of course,
boom.
he's talking about the boom guys. Last night on Collision, we saw AJ Boom and Big Justice, and thank God we didn't see a little twerk. You know, what's his name? The Rizzler. Good Lord, have mercy. Why? That's all I can say. Why?
I don't know.
Hey, but it still made us talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about it.
And this is just for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for me, take them off and go away.
I
Just
agree.
take them off and go
agree.
away.
I agree.
HD.
Well, you know, sure, take them off, make them go away. But then I couldn't tease you about it on the radio.
This is true. This is true. Because, folks, he knows that kind of stuff, it truly does get under my skin when I see that.
Instead of the boom, maybe we start doing the bang.
No, bam.
No.
It's the bam.
I don't want the bam. I don't want the boom. I want the bang.
Hillbilly Tim over here.
Yeah.
I swear. I swear. So, your guys' week in wrestling. Before we really start jumping into anything and everything, one thing that each one of you guys took from this week standing out in your mind, HD.
A standout moment from this week in wrestling. Let's see. SmackDown was better than normal, I'll say. I enjoyed the show slightly more than I usually do. I'm still trying to get used to the 3-hour mark, though. 3-hour SmackDowns. They're kind of a marathon.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are a bit of a marathon now. I guess it's something that you got to get used to, I guess, going from 2 hours to 3 hours for that particular show.
I guess I'll also say on that note, something that stood out in a negative way was I usually look forward to Dynamite as my favorite show of the week, and this week I think it fell flat.
And why do you think it fell flat?
I don't know. I mean, 52 weeks a year. You can't hit a home run every single week.
True.
But at the same time, just like the way they started the show and ended the show, it's just, you guys weren't on the mark this week.
And you would think with the start of that show, with Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, the Don Callis family coming out, them having a huge brawl, it would have been so much better, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, that's something that just really stuck with me. You know, here comes Kenny Omega saying, "Oh no, I can never trust you. We'll never team. I'm never gonna." And then 5 minutes later, let's take you guys on.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute.
I should have trusted you from the beginning.
Time out. No, I hated that. Just come out and go, okay, yeah, we can team up. Don't play it like, oh, I don't like you and you don't like me. I didn't buy it for a second.
I didn't buy it for a second either, and he tried. Kenny really tried to like swerve us there, but it just nobody bought it. Nobody.
Maybe they were doing that as a pull in, a sucker moment, as you said, for the Don Callis family to make them think that they weren't on the same page, and it got them out there. It got them out there, and who got the better? Who got the better of the situation at that particular moment? It was both Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega in the end, right?
If that's true, they need to admit it so that the fan base isn't confused.
True, I do agree with that.
Like, do you think we're idiots? Like, you gotta.
Sometimes I think these wrestling organizations, particularly the bookers and the producers, really do think we wrestling fans are idiots and won't pick up on things. I do.
Mhm.
How many times have we seen things that
Yeah.
we've pointed out like that? So, Superfan, how about yourself? What type of stuff? What was your standout moment for this week?
Standout moment for this week, I have to go with Tony Storm.
Last night, Tony Storm.
Last night,
Timeless Tony Storm.
The whole, taking the beat down by Mariah May, and then you hear on the microphone, "I remember you," and it's like everybody's like, "Oh my God, yes, that's what it is." There it is.
I gotta say this real quick. I didn't see it happening any other way than something along those lines for Timeless Tony Storm to come back out.
Right. No, so that's my number one moment of the week is just because everybody's like, seriously, we're gonna watch her play this gullible, original Tony Storm and not, really even her wrestling. You could see like she's trying to wrestle like she's a newbie.
So was she really amnesia?
No.
Or was she playing a trick
She
the
was
whole time?
playing the game the whole time.
She said the hardest role to ever play is yourself. And that's what she did.
She did. And
Love
she
it.
did. And I will say this. Sometimes in our world of professional wrestling, things are too predictable, right? And we sometimes praise that. Sometimes, more often than not, we criticize that because if it's that predictable, why do you want to watch it? Type thing, right? But with getting the announcement that we were going to get a face-to-face between Tony Storm and the AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May, it was predictable that this turn was about to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think the predictability side, which made this really good and made it work, I think, was her basically saying, "I've been fooling you this entire time," type thing.
Right. So wrestling fans are fickle, right? We don't
what?
Yeah,
we are.
We don't like.
I don't understand that.
We don't like predictability, but when we're right, we want it to be predictable, but we want to be entertained. Like
yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. At the beginning of the show, we did a little bit of a dedication and dedicated this show to my mom, who turned 75 today. She is now officially in her diamond year, as they say. And we asked, what was her favorite wrestler, right? And she has responded, gentlemen. And that is the one and only Andre the Giant.
Nice, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and that's a good choice. How could you go wrong with Andre the Giant back in the day?
You don't hear that a lot, to be honest.
You really don't.
No.
That's true. You really don't. And what, 15 years? 15 years he was undefeated.
Yeah.
It's a wonder he didn't have any championships.
What do you in those 15
Singles
years?
championships?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the
he was an
WWF
attraction.
champion.
I mean, they always said they're booking him as an attraction.
And if you go back to that time period, was that the right way to do that with Andre the Giant? Was only bill him as an attraction?
Well, how can you say it was the wrong thing to do?
Because he deserved. Because as big of a person he was, and the way that he moved around, people could say he was slow and all that kind of thing. But man, when the bell rang, he was just as tight as any of the other performers that were out there. He really got into his craft, and every single match was doggone good. And I believe that he deserved to be a singles champion during those years. That's my own.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I definitely think that he deserved it, but he was also at the end of his career, really, when at the time WWF started this big boom.
Well, that was in the 80s. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when him and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3 in the Superdome in Detroit, Michigan. Was it the Superdome?
Yeah. Superdome.
Silverdome. Having a Hulk Hogan moment there.
Super Silver. Where am I at?
But I mean, I do. I think that he should have been a singles champion at some point during those 70s.
Yeah.
Just my own thoughts. But,
But if he was traveling from company to company to company, you can't put a belt on him because then the belt's going to go leave your company.
True. But there were times where he would stick in one territory for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Even going over to Japan, he would be over there for a couple months at a time. Good time to put something on him.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't necessarily, it didn't necessarily have to be a world championship. It could have been a secondary championship, like the U.S. championship or North American or the Intercontinental Championship over there in New Japan or what have you. But that's just, like I said, that's just my thought on it.
Yep.
But back to you, Superfan. What's a negative that you saw this week that you didn't really care for?
The fact that Sheamus didn't win the IC title.
Oh, last night, Saturday night's main event, Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, defending against Sheamus.
We know he's going to go in the Hall of Fame, but let's go ahead and make him the Grand Slam. Let's get it over with. Then he can figure out what he's going to do.
But is it the right thing to do to take the title off of Braun Breaker to do that?
See, I didn't think Braun should have got it back that quickly, personally.
It was kind of a hot potato thing with the Jey Uso.
Right.
I mean, Sheamus, I love Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
He's in, like my top 5 of the modern era. I really enjoy watching Sheamus. But Sheamus, right now in 2025, he's used to get other people over.
Yeah.
He's almost like a Dolph Ziggler of 2025. Yeah. He'll put you over in a really good match, but he'll only win a title if that title's used to put the next guy over.
Yeah, my daughter even called me immediately after the match, said, that's a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Well, we are up against our second break here in this first hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it. But when we come back, I want to dive into a little bit of last night's Saturday night main event taking place with Jesse the Body Ventura back on commentary. I love seeing him back. I think, one of my favorite commentators is Jesse the Body Ventura, and it's so very cool to see him back on the mic. And we'll jump into all of that when we come back here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk right after this.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's commercial property and development expert Rick Meyer.
Lincoln County has seen tremendous growth, and especially in residential, but along with that brings commercial development opportunities. Meyer & Company Real Estate's really tried to focus, and a lot of my direct focus has been on how can we bring good growth to our area, bring the services that we need. I think there has been a lot of interest by commercial developers to come and bring projects to, and we're right in the middle of it. There is a lot of interest in multifamily apartments or villas. Bottom line, not everybody can afford to buy a new house or find a place of their own on acreage. We really do have a need for multifamily and rental properties, whether it's a retail type operation. We're trying to attract those type businesses to the area as well.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
Hey everybody, it's the Burgundy. Today we're at Alternative Automotive and we're with Jerry Hinke. Jerry is kind of a YouTube and Facebook star because he does these very informative videos that he puts on social media. Jerry, one of the things that hit me, it's the holidays. They forget about doing things. One of the most important things that they can do to prolong the life of their car is keep their oil changed.
Absolutely. Maintenance is the most important thing you can do to the car to make it last. You don't have to change your oil. We'll change your engine for you, but it's a lot easier to change your oil.
Why is it so important?
The oil breaks down over time. Gasoline engine has blow-by that goes by the rings, or the explosion that happens inside the engine. Particles go down in your oil, and oil does two things. It lubricates and it absorbs carbon. Carbon builds up in the oil. If you have more carbon than you do lubrication properties, it's just going to start eating the metal products it's protecting.
Alternative Automotive, located at 542 Mansion Road, Winfield, just a short drive from everywhere. Keep your car healthy. Bring it to Alternative Automotive today. 542 Mansion Road, or call 368-8267. Give them a like on Facebook.
The Olean Livestock Market is now the Olean Regional Stockyards and under new ownership. The Olean Regional Stockyards will be holding sales every Monday at 12 noon. For consignment and trucking needs, call Hayden Hurst at 573-690-2705 or Dusty Roberts at 417-298-9755. The Olean Regional Stockyards, same location, 56 Highway FF in Eldon. Our new ownership allows us to make improvements to our facility while maintaining familiarity to our customers. We can't wait to serve you. The Olean Regional Stockyards, the best destination for cattle buyers and sellers.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center. Online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy. Getting down to 26 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 40s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 28. In Wentzville it's 29 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Welcome back. Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live in the Gateway Fiber Studios here at News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Here with me this morning, we've got the full assortment today. He is Superfan, the Nematode Nelly. He is Hillbilly Tim Williams, and also our resident referee, Mr. 123. He is HD Daniels.
Hello.
So, last night we were talking about Sheamus, Saturday night's main event, taking on Braun Breaker to try and capture that Intercontinental Championship. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to agree with Jesse the Body Ventura. 1, 2, 3, then the foot went on the rope. He should be the IC champion right now as we are speaking.
Absolutely. Even my daughter, Emily, all I have to say, he should have won. Oh, man, she's still sour from last night. I can tell already in those tones.
Did you hear 3 smacks on the mat?
Yes. Saw 3 smacks, too.
I don't know about that. It was pretty close.
Hey, when they were doing the video replays, you can literally see the referee's hand hitting the mat for 3, then the foot went on the rope. It might have been a split second. It might have been a nanosecond, but it was still after the 3 that hand hit the mat for the 3 count.
Referee's discretion. What can I say?
Oh, goodness. Well, last word of the referee, right?
Right.
So
leave it to a referee
to
stick up for another referee. I mean, shoot.
Well, we get a lot of grief.
You guys do get a lot of grief, and you know what? In the world of professional wrestling, referees are really the unsung heroes.
They absolutely
of the business, because they put up with a lot. I mean, they really do. Especially from those crazy heels, from the crazy bad guys that are out there, always trying to use foreign objects and, breaking the rules and having valets and managers and seconds that are out there trying to distract. And they've got a tough job. They really, truly do. They've got a tough job, and they don't get enough credit for what they do. Especially this man right here, HD Daniels.
Except when we screw up, right? Then we get all the grief.
Well, yeah, because
you gotta take the bad with the good,
you didn't
right?
watch that Trevor Murdoch went through the second rope and didn't win the number 1 contendership.
That I'm gonna say this. That wasn't on HD Daniels. He was on the other side of the ring, and on that particular side of the ring was under the jurisdiction of the one and only Caleb Barton. So I'm just saying.
Well, they couldn't have got together and said, "Hey, did you see the same thing I saw?"
Hey, that's something you have to take.
Hey, us refs have a way of communicating. Maybe it's telepathic. You don't know.
Oh, okay. So you did make the call.
Ah, goodness. Hey, let's get into some wrestling news and rumors for the week real quick before we start really jumping into particulars from the week in different organizations, shows, and whatnot. Dr. Chris Featherstone was informed that Bill Goldberg is not factored into creative plans and is not scheduled for tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw in Atlanta, despite previous rumors indicating he would return to WWE in early 2025 and specifically appear on this particular episode. My question to you guys is, do we see Bill Goldberg come in for one last retirement match, I guess you could say? And if so, who do you think he actually goes up against? HD.
Well, I think they've already set it up for Gunther. I don't know how, if it'll be for like at a Crown Jewel world title match or something of that nature, but I imagine he'll have at least one more match.
Does he win?
Think.
Does he beat Gunther? Because a lot of people didn't think he was going to beat Brock Lesnar when he beat Brock Lesnar.
That was when he was wrestling more regularly, and
they could do a program around
and
it.
they did a whole program around it. So the wrestling analyst in me is like, well, Goldberg comes back for his retirement match. He could win. He could beat someone like Gunther. But does a Gunther beating a Goldberg even do anything for anybody? Does it make Gunther better? Pick any random person. Jey Uso. Does Jey Uso beating Goldberg mean anything to anyone? I'm not sure. Like, maybe let Goldberg win, go out on a high. It won't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
I don't think.
As long as it's not for a title.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe fantasy booking. What if he wins the IC title and retires? That'd be cool, right?
I mean, yeah, that would be cool.
I said that just for you.
I know you did.
Fightful Select says WWE is talking about Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair as one of the matches at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. We are nearing the end of January. Next week on Saturday is the Royal Rumble, the official beginning of the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania, of course, in the very beginning of April. Do you guys want to see Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair? And is it too, how can I put this? Is the time frame for that particular program, because they haven't really shown anything, they haven't really done anything to even have an inkling of that type of thing happening. Do you guys see that having enough time to build up for a match between the two of them?
No, I don't think so, because I still think it really goes back to Jade Cargill. If she's going to be make it back by WrestleMania, I think we're going to find out that Bianca's the one that put her through the car.
I you know what?
Well,
I've said that a couple of times myself.
So I disagree, actually. I think Bianca and Rhea run a parallel career path as like a Cena and a Batista.
Wow.
They rose to prominence at parallel. They had parallel story arcs, career paths. I mean, they both won the title.
Yeah.
I think it was the same night. I could be wrong. I don't know if you need like a backstory, or not a backstory, a program to get fans invested in that.
Okay.
My only concern is who's going to be the villain and who's going to be the hero. Right now they're both
the hero.
faces.
Yeah, they're both the hero. But I think Tim, you're on to something, because I've been thinking this way for the last month or so, month and a half, when Jade Cargill was taken out. I've always thought all along that it was actually Bianca Belair that took her out. The reasonings behind those things can be varied, but and we can talk about those if we need to. But I think Bianca Belair is the one that took out Jade Cargill.
I think Bianca felt Jade was, as a tag partner, even though they won it together,
outshining her.
She was outshining her. And I think that's why, Naomi's just her BFF. So you bring in Naomi just to kind of fill the spot.
Can Bianca play the heel, though?
Yeah.
She's done it before in NXT. She was not a good person in NXT for the majority of the time that she was in NXT.
It just doesn't feel right to me. She's got that boppy music, and the kids all love her, and
that's true too. That's true too. And that long ponytail that she's got in NXT,
it's a foreign object.
In NXT, she was using it as a foreign object. Right now on the main roster, since she's been up on the main roster, she really hasn't used that as often as.
But it gets pulled a lot in the
object.
matches.
It does by her opponents, but she hasn't actually just gone and used it like a chair or.
She did against Sasha Banks.
That's true. Mm-hmm. She did against Sasha Banks, but at the same time,
and
Sasha
Bayley,
Banks,
I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, they both were asking for it at the time.
So you're saying they deserved it?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Yes, I would like to be hit by the hair, please.
Bayley would tell you right here, right now, that at that particular time, she wasn't such a good person, and she was doing some dastardly things. And so when you do dastardly things, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire, right?
Yeah.
So
I still think, okay, this is me fantasy booking. WrestleMania, I get behind a program that it's Rhea Ripley versus Jordynne Grace.
I putting my vote in right now. I want Jordan to win the Rumble.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be very interesting.
It's probably not going to happen, but wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be very, very cool. If she were to win the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, and have the pick of whatever champion that she wants to go after, who do you think that she goes after?
Rhea versus Jordan.
I think it's Rhea.
That's the match, I would think.
It makes more sense as far as powerhouse versus powerhouse. Because we know Charlotte Flair's coming back, and she's probably going to get a shot at Tiffy.
So you would take that one over the Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley?
Yes.
Okay.
But I
love it how we can
Jordan
change
Grace
the lane. Change the lane. That's cool. I can dig that. I could dig that very much so. And speaking of women wrestlers, while discussing this week's report that claims Britt Baker is unpopular backstage and might be done in AEW, the Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that her deal is believed to have at least a few years left. And that's what I've been saying all this, like the last month and a half or so, since she's quote-unquote disappeared. She's just having backstage issues that she can't quite jump over the hurdle on, regardless her fault, not her fault. But I don't see her going anywhere for quite some time. And if her AEW contract really is and really does have a couple more years left, you know what? I wouldn't release her. I would have her honor that contract and utilize her.
It could easily end up being another Rey Fenix deal where she's been injured for so long that they just keep adding time to the end of the contract.
Well, she really hasn't been injured this time. She just hasn't been utilized.
Right.
And that's a good segue, because I don't know how you two feel about it, and I want to know, but I don't, thinking about it on a business standpoint alone, I don't blame Tony Khan for adding that extra time on the back end of that contract with the injury time that Rey Fenix had. I don't. But at the same time, if you're going to put that time on the end of that contract and keep him in AEW, utilize him. Mm-hmm. Put him in the ring. Let him compete. Gentlemen?
No, I totally agree with that. I mean,
so you're the owner of AEW, right?
Yes.
You have this guy who he doesn't want to work for you. You know that if he gets let go, he's probably going to go to your competition. Would it be in your best interest to keep the spotlight on him or let people forget about him altogether? Even though you're paying him. You're going to pay him to be forgotten? I mean, think about it. Think about the competition of what you're in.
That's true. You can't disagree with that either.
You could disagree with it. It's just a thought.
I mean, there's well, let me put it like this. There's all kinds of different pathways on this one. And really, how can we really say one is better than the other one is wrong, one is right? But I don't know. If I were Tony Khan and I've gone ahead and made that decision to put that extra time on his contract, even if it's putting other guys over, furthering different things.
Instead of forgetting about him, like I said, you could bury him. I mean, that word's used too much, but you could. It's in your.
Well, that's what they've
in
done.
your right to
I mean,
do.
The thing about it is, maybe it's one where Ray needs to pay money back to Tony to get basically buy himself out of the contract. So Tony gets some money back. Now you're free to go.
Yeah.
I don't know what the language is in the contract.
From a business point, I'd be like, hey, I paid you all this money. You haven't done anything. You owe me X amount of hours, or you give me the money back.
That's an interesting point, too. That's a very interesting
I think they're all
point.
legit business.
For sure.
Ideas.
Absolutely. Now, also, and this is something we're really going to get into in the next hour. The Observer says one of WWE's goals with its multi-year TNA partnership is to hurt AEW by creating the perception that TNA is the number 2 wrestling promotion, even though that's nowhere close to being reality. We've got about 50 seconds left, or about 45 seconds left in this first hour. When we come back, I want us to jump into that a little bit, because right now AEW is the number 2 organization. There's really no getting around
TNA
that.
number 3?
I believe in the United States, yes. Globally,
Japan.
I think so.
Okay.
I think New Japan, and I would make the argument that New Japan is actually number 2 in globally, even over AEW.
Fair.
But we'll jump into those when we come back here in the second hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk, live in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, top of the hour. Coming up here in just a few seconds.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at Gateway
And we'll see you later.
News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
Fox News, I'm Ann Carrick. Sworn in on Saturday, both Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
Confirmation hearings for Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr., FBI Director nominee Kash Patel, and Director of National Intelligence nominee Tulsi Gabbard are set for this week.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from Connecticut, is looking at legislation requiring a president to explain their pardons. He explained his position on Fox News Sunday.
There have been mistakes on both sides, Democrat, Republican presidents. These decisions are made in the shadows. They're a black box.
Former President Biden issued preemptive pardons to members of his own family and many others. President Trump, of course, pardoned some 1,500 related to the January 6th Capitol attack. America is listening to Fox News.
EasyCater. It's all the food for your workplace, all in one place. With over 100,000 restaurants nationwide on one platform. Whether you need food for company meetings or events, daily employee lunches, or your next lunch and learn, EasyCater makes food for work, work. And it doesn't stop at lunch. With EasyCater, you've got great breakfast options, snacks, treats, and more. Whenever and wherever work happens, EasyCater's here to make the food happen. Order now at easycater.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The stock market taking a nosedive Friday, snapping its 4-day winning streak. The Dow ending down 141 points, S&P 500 down 17, NASDAQ down 99. Wall Street nabbing its best start to a presidential term since Ronald Reagan's back in 1985. NVIDIA leading the way in losses among mega-cap tech stocks. Shares of Apple, meanwhile, dropping 11% in 2025 through Friday's close. The iPhone maker having its worst start of the year since 2008. Texas Instruments stock plummeting Friday after sharing disappointing guidance for the current quarter. Existing home sales improved in December, up 2.2%. However, for the entire year, sales slumped to the lowest level in 30 years. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
It's the Will Cain Show.
Ideological goals like climate change, green initiatives. Because attention and resources are a finite game, they are diverted. It is pulled away from the priorities that matter to citizens directly. When you pay your taxes, there are certain things that you have a right to expect. Police protection, emergency response. Anything given to misplaced priorities ends up something that can hurt citizens when they need their government.
Streaming live 12 p.m. Eastern weekdays on FoxNews.com and the Fox News YouTube channel.
No longer are you forced to pay high, non-member retail prices or be tied down to one brand of car wash because you belong to their loyalty program. Get better mileage out of your hard-earned dollar with a Wash Me membership. With Wash Me, it's as easy as click, click, clean. You decide where and when you want your car washed. Open the app, select a partner wash location, press go, and Wash Me will take you there using your favorite mapping app. Whether you're at home or away for some business or hopefully pleasure, you'll have access to a nearby Wash Me partner wash. Your Wash Me membership is linked to your mobile phone and not your vehicle, which means you can wash your car, a rental car, grandma's car, or any car, as long as you have your phone with you. Check out the Wash Me app on your favorite app store or mywashme.com for more information.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In the NBA on Saturday night, the Los Angeles Lakers won at Golden State 118-108. Anthony Davis, 36 points and 13 rebounds. Steph Curry went 4 for 17 from the field and was held scoreless in the second half. The Lakers now a season-best 7 games above 500 at 25-18. They've won 3 in a row and 5 of 6. The Houston Rockets won at Cleveland 135-131. Houston's Amen Thompson a 23-point, 14-rebound, 10-assist triple-double. The New York Knicks over the Sacramento Kings 143-120. The Knicks' Josh Hart a 20-point, 18-rebound, 11-assist triple-double. Conference Championship Sunday in the NFL kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern with the NFC Championship game as the Eagles host the Washington Commanders. At 6:30 Eastern, the Chiefs host the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center. Online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy. Getting down to 26 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 40s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 28. In Wentzville, it's 29 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate, or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Uncensored Wrestling Talk live here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. I am Sarge. He is the super fan. He's the name of Toad Nelly. He's Hillbilly Tim Williams today. And then also our resident referee, Mr. 1, 2, 3, HD Daniels.
With the
Good
high
morning.
kick.
3, that's me.
3, that's him. I love it. I love it. You know, we saw somebody else join on the Facebook feed. The one and only all day, Aiden Riley.
Good morning, Chicken Little.
Wow. He's just, he keeps poking the bear. He's always poking the bear. One of these mornings, he is going to show up with that crazy lead pipe, and he's going to get taken out. He's going to get taken out, HT. That's what, I got a feeling.
I have no authority in the studio, so I would...
You mean your referee skills.
If I don't have the stripes on, I'm not.
His authority is in the wrestling arena inside the squared circle. We have on KYRO's Facebook page, Traveling East Productions, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, of course, also the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook video feed going on right now of the show, and the video broadcast of the shows here on KYRO are brought to you in partnership with Traveling East Productions and made possible by Safe Harbor Insurance. Get with Dave and Holly. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, and X. They're our next door neighbors here in this building. If you have any kind of insurance needs whatsoever, pretty good folks to go to check with, because they're not your typical insurance agents. They have it to where they can go and talk to many different insurance companies on your behalf and get you the deal that you need. Also, Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping, original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry, and Yum Get You Some Pickle on the Run. Again, check out all those awesome companies on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also you can converse with us on X as well. HD Daniels, the name of that one?
UW Talk, KYRO.
There we go. Now, before we went to break at the top of the hour, I had brought this up, and I'm going to read it again for us. The Observer says one of WWE's goals with its multi-year TNA partnership is to hurt AEW by creating the perception that TNA is the number 2 wrestling promotion, even though that's nowhere close to being reality. And we all three kind of agreed during that break and whatnot that TNA is not the number 2. They're not even close to being the number 2 yet. However, my first question to you guys is, do you really believe that, from what these guys are saying, that one of WWE's goals is to hurt AEW? I mean, granted, you always want to beat your competition, but do you believe that it's one of their goals to hurt AEW?
I don't think they're trying to hurt AEW. I think it's just somebody trying to pull it out that, it's a competition again. We're all one wrestling nation. You could enjoy all of it. You don't have to split yourself into, I only watch WWE, I only watch AEW, I only watch New Japan.
Well, yeah, that's on a fan perspective.
Right.
But as a
but to try to take another one out, no, I don't think that's what they were doing.
HT, what do you think?
Do you think that if the opportunity arose and AEW was for sale, that WWE would buy it?
No.
No. Why not?
Mainly because if you bought it, are you going to assuming that they're going to keep the name AEW?
I'm just saying, do you think that they would literally kill the competition like Vince did?
Well, when Vince killed the competition, you could see WCW had just hit the rock bottom, and they were you couldn't even make any money. So why would you buy a company that you can't make any money off of?
Well, we're in a different era now.
I'm just trying to make the point that they're in competition, and if they had the opportunity to kill AEW, they probably would.
But we're in a different era now, though. We're not under the realm of Vince McMahon anymore.
No, it would be TKO buying.
It would be TKO, but in charge of it all, Triple H, Paul Levesque. I don't think he would kill it. I really don't.
Why would he want it to exist?
Because there is so much good talent in that company, and the roster is so huge right now in WWE. That you can't bring all of those guys and gals into WWE.
No, you can't, but
that way, though, they still have a place to be and to be able to perform and to be able to grow their craft. And you can cherry pick. You could cherry pick on who to bring over to NXT, on who to bring up to the main roster, and you can even send some quote unquote of your own folks over there to AEW, just like they're doing right now with TNA, only on a bigger scale of it. More folks going over. I'm meaning, so it could be a win. It could be a win-win on all fronts.
But to say TNA is the number 2 wrestling company, I don't think so. If you're taping, you're not a number 2. It should be live.
Well, they did have a live show this past Thursday, and I thought that was a great live show that they did. But we know, though, that's only going to happen like maybe once or twice per quarter.
Right.
For right now, anyway. I think that, personally, I think TNA would really benefit more if they did go to a quote-unquote live programming, unquote, situation. But that's just me. But that's also thinking as a wrestling fan, too. Do you want to watch something tape delayed, or do you want to watch something live?
If you don't read spoilers, what does it matter?
True.
It doesn't matter to me when I watch TNA. I don't know what's going to happen.
Would you still watch it? And let's put it out there that sometimes spoilers happen even with live programming. Certain people are going to show up, that type of thing, and we still watch those in the past. Would you still watch TNA if it was live to live? When different things came out.
When you get a spoiler and you're a big wrestling fan like we are, we don't just avoid the show because we know it's going to happen. We still watch it.
True. And that's the point that I was getting to. So, but I think though they would benefit. I really think that they would benefit more from a live show on Thursday nights.
But you're talking spoilers. I know my Google feed is always packed with rumors and what happened between AEW and WWE. Very rarely do I get a TNA spoiler. There are some that pop up, but it's like maybe once a week, where normally when I hit Google, it's every day I get something WWE or AEW.
Now, staying on the kind of the topic of what would happen if WWE was to buy AEW type thing, over the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks or so, there's been some rumors and, confirmed, not confirmed, it's not confirmed, back and forth type thing. But TNA did not attempt to sell to Tony Khan in 2018 per the Observer, even though some people think WWE will eventually buy TNA. The Observer says it would be difficult for TKO WWE to purchase another wrestling company until 2028. With all that being said, it has been going back and forth that AEW tried to buy TNA just recently, not just back in 2018, 7 years ago, but right now. And I don't know why they're saying 2018 AEW trying to buy TNA, because AEW was not a company in 2018. They didn't start until January of 2019. So I'm going to call them out. I'm calling the Observer out right now. You got to get your numbers right before you put something out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. But I don't know. Would it have benefited Tony Khan and AEW to buy TNA?
Are you talking 2018 or
no?
now?
I'm talking about right now.
Benefit in what way? Financial way?
Both, business wise, the competition, the crossover work, the whole 9 yards. Would it be beneficial for AEW and Tony Khan?
Would TNA exist as TNA exists today, or would it disappear into AEW vortex and no one, like Ring of Honor? Or would it still be on Access TV every Thursday?
I would think, I would have to think that they would keep it on Access TV on a weekly basis.
Assuming they do, let's say AEW owns TNA. I don't know how to answer that question. And one of the reasons because I have a sour taste in my mouth from their partnership when Kenny Omega was their champion.
Mhm.
I did not like that period of time.
Really?
It's not my favorite.
How come? Why do you say that?
In my opinion, Kenny Omega treated TNA like a secondary throwaway company,
like a redheaded stepchild.
Yep. And
But was that back when Scott D'Amore was
Yeah.
still in charge?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It was.
You know, that could be part of it right there.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Omega would show up in like a ratty T-shirt, and he would cut promos from a bus with Don Callis, and it didn't feel like he even cared about TNA. My opinion.
No, I, you know, I would be afraid of AEW because I think it would turn into another Ring of Honor. That you go, what did you do with it? You just kind of like bought all the talent. Yeah, you have a little bit of where they could play and perform, but do you really see them at a high level and constant basis?
Very
I don't think it would happen that way.
Well, what do you think WWE would do if they bought TNA?
I think WWE would probably still keep them mainstream and maybe
would it be
get them into a little bit bigger venues.
Would TNA be the developmental for the NXT developmental, or would they be equal?
Personally, way it sounds like they're going to be equal, but I think you're still going to end up being TNA as a developmental going into NXT, and then or up to the main roster, depending on how well you perform.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting points. Interesting.
Because I'm still waiting for Moose versus Obafemi.
That would be very cool. I am not going to lie. I do want to see that match too. And I don't care if championships are on the line or not. I just want to see these two guys mix it up.
Yeah.
Who's the better athlete type situation. And I'll say this. Moose is taller.
Mm-hmm.
But Obafemi is more jacked, I think.
Wider.
Yes. That's a good word, too.
But
Wider.
the experience definitely goes to Moose.
This is true, too. This is true.
That's why it'd be a great match.
I think you're right.
Fantasy booking again.
Hey. There's nothing wrong with fantasy booking from time to time. And sometimes, sometimes
you get it correct and you go, hey, guess what? I was right.
Something else from Crazy Dave Meltzer. Heard 3 weeks ago that Roman Reigns will be revealed as the cover star of the WWE 2K25 video game. Meltzer was under the impression that the reveal will happen on the January 27th episode of Raw tomorrow night, which, if he is, that'll mark, 2 out of the last 3 years? Something like that? 2 out of the last 4 years? That he's actually been the cover of 2K25. I say, who the heck cares who's on the cover?
I don't care who's on the cover.
I was going to say.
I just want good gameplay.
Yeah.
But speaking of video games, though, and I bring this up because of this, AEW's Fight Forever video game, it kind of fell flat. They've got a lot of different things, yes, that you can do in the game, but it wasn't, for me as a gamer, it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be honest about it. And when you buy the game and you pay the extra for the deluxe edition, you're supposed to, with most other games that come out, you get all of the downloadable content that comes out in increments, just like with WWE's 2K games. Every couple of months, new DLC will pop up where you can download, and you'll get new wrestlers and new moves and new gear and all kinds of neat little stuff. But with AEW's, excuse me, Fight Forever game, you had to pay more every single time something dropped to get that DLC. Wrong answer to do. And I think that's part of the reason why it fell flat on its face. Do you want to see AEW test it again and come out with a different game? with another game.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the AEW's game was a previous generation of WWE 2K, but it's just not up there. It's like it could be whoever the programmer was or whatever, platform they used to build the game. So
cool.
It's hard to compare apples to apples at that point.
I'm not a gaming.
You're not a gamer?
I'm not. Me and my son play both games, AEW and 2K24, and I've heard all the bad things people say about AEW, and it's just like, you know what? Can you just play the game? I don't know. I'm not a critic.
If you don't like the game, then don't play the game.
Right, we have fun with both. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I have had fun with the game, but I guess what bothers me more is the fact that I've got to pay more.
Right.
For each one of those DLCs to come out when you've originally paid top dollar for it to begin with. That's just my own thing on it. But, we are up against our first break. Excuse me. I'm going to get a drink of water here in a moment. We're going to go ahead and take that break, be back in a minute, and we continue, and we're going to get, excuse me, predictions from the guys on the Royal Rumble next week on Saturday, February the 1st, and we will be right back.
Need that morning pick-me-up on your way to work? Downtown Winfield's the place to be. Common Grounds Coffee House, featuring the almost world-famous Block 25. Common Grounds Coffee House. Check us out on Facebook or stop by today, 205 Main Street, downtown Winfield.
Old Monroe Lumber Company has the really big tools you need to get the job done right, not only in the retail store, but in the rental area, too. Bobcats, excavators, dingoes, and lift equipment, including a 65-foot boom lift, scissor lifts, and more. Need something a little smaller? Old Monroe Lumber Company rents saws, log splitters, jackhammers, water pumps, and dump trailers. Just about anything you need delivered to your job site. Take a look online at omlumber.com.
24-hour towing and recovery in Lincoln, Warren, Pike, or St. Charles County. Call B&B Towing, 636-262-3865. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. B&B will be on the way, 636-262-3865.
Hey, welcome back. Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. You can join us on the different Facebook and YouTube and Rumble feeds that we've got out there. Of course, the radio station's Facebook feed, Traveling East Productions, that's on both the Rumble and Facebook and also YouTube, as well as Uncensored Wrestling Talk's Facebook page. HD Daniels, we're also on the X.
UW Talk KYRO.
There you go. Many different ways for you to join us. Let us know what you think of the different conversations that we're having. If you got questions, want to throw in something that we haven't talked about yet, please do so. We'll definitely get to those. Now, I teased a little something here before we went to last break. Royal Rumble is next Saturday night. It's going to be a good event. Taking place about 5 hours away from here, over in Indianapolis. Let's go first with the Women's Royal Rumble. HD, who do you see coming out of that one as the victor, and who do you see that particular person going after in the championship realm?
In my heart, I want Jordynne Grace to win and challenge Rhea Ripley. In reality, what's going to happen? It's really hard to say this year. On both sides, I think. I don't know. We talked about Bianca winning. She's already won one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Somebody that hasn't won the Rumble would be great. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I really kind of am along the same lines as you. Somebody that hasn't won it, but has been very close a few years, and she's probably been the hottest star over the last year, Liv Morgan.
I actually was thinking that this past week, Liv Morgan would be a good choice to win. Charlotte might win though too.
Well, that I was about to say, last night, Saturday night's main event, we saw a little video presentation, if you will. that the return of the Queen, Charlotte Flair, will happen at the Royal Rumble February 1st, next Saturday night. And that's my prediction. I think she comes in and she throws out every other single woman in that Rumble, and she becomes the winner of the Royal Rumble, and she goes on to challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, and I think she wins against Tiffany Stratton to be a 15-time WWE champion. And I think before she's done with her career, regardless if John Cena breaks the record during his retirement year this year or not, she will be the all-time GOAT as far as quote-unquote championships go in the WWE. What do you guys think?
I think it's written in the stars that it will happen just because of her age and how much time she has left in this business.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, Charlotte Flair is, to me, the greatest women's wrestler that has actually performed.
So I'm glad you said that, because I agree. And it may be a tangent to take this conversation, but I think Charlotte needs to wrestle men.
Wow.
I do. I honestly do. I think she's so much better than any other woman, especially on WWE right now.
So you kind of want to see her go along the lines of some of these other ladies that have done it, like Jordynne Grace, like Tessa Blanchard, like Chyna, like all these other. That's interesting. Maybe a.
Granted, they've just added the women's Intercontinental and women's U.S. titles, but I've been thinking for years that, back then, I don't know, a few years ago, let's say like Charlotte Flair versus Dolph Ziggler, like for the United States Championship. Wouldn't that just be like a great match?
It would definitely be different.
You know what I mean? Like I think she could do it.
It would definitely be different. I'm gonna on this next one, I'm gonna dig on something here. PW Insider, right? They gotta stop doing this. Nobody cares. Says the reason why Hulk Hogan was not on Saturday night's main event last night was because he was never scheduled to be there. WWE didn't book Hogan for the show because his son Nick was getting married this weekend. I say to PW Insider, nobody cares.
But I did write down, why wasn't Hogan on the show last night?
Did you really?
I did. No
Did
Hogan.
you really?
No Hogan, question mark. After he's the one, every time they ran the commercial, it was his face.
I guess people do care about Hulk Hogan.
I was just actually wanting to see if he was going to get booed out of the arena again. Just to see the fans' reaction. That's what I was wondering.
Now, I was talking about that particular thing with C.T. Harrison last night, and I want to see what you guys think real quick. I believe that he was booed in Los Angeles on Monday Night Raw when he came out with Jimmy Hart. I think he got booed for the simple fact that they were in a blue state.
Oh, yeah.
And that he had
totally
endorsed and supported Donald Trump to become the next president back at the Republican National Convention. However, he believes, C.T. Harrison believes, that he got booed because of all the different nefarious things that he's done in his career, such as the sex tape stuff and the N-word stuff. I think personally, all that stuff is now water under the bridge.
Yeah. No, it's not.
You don't believe so?
It is not.
Okay.
People are still upset about language he's used. The sex tape stuff is more of an embarrassing thing. Like, I'm embarrassed to be a wrestling fan because of what Hulk Hogan did, but people are still legitimately upset about his racist comments, and they will not forget.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I
know for
corrected.
a fact that they are. It's not washed under the bridge. But supporting Trump does not help when you appear in California. It's a culmination of all of it together.
Yeah. And of course, granted, he showed up because one, he had his Real American Beer on the mat as an advertisement, and also because it was actually the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix, beginning of a new era. Mm-hmm. That's the main reasons why he did show up. Does Hulk Hogan, at this point in the game, with you saying that people are still upset with him, does he need to just turn around and ride away into the sunset, never to be seen again, or does he need to do something? And what that something is, we could debate on that if you want to. But does he need to do something to fix his image with wrestling fans?
I think it would be a good service to all involved if he tried to fix his image. I know someone like, don't quote me on when or where or how, but I'm pretty sure like Mark Henry has volunteered to facilitate the good intentions with Hulk Hogan. Like, I'm black, come with me, let's have a conversation. We can do it on the radio, we can do it, in an interview style. Let's get you back in good graces of the fans.
Interesting.
I don't think he's accepted that offer, but I think it would be great if
Hulk it would be a good first step.
I think it would be a good first step. Yeah.
Superman? What do you think?
Yeah, you'd like to see him make redemption possible, but part of me goes, do I really care? I don't know. He could ride off in the sunset, do his cameos every once in a while, just knowing that, hey, I might be booed.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're allowed to be indifferent and not care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does the stuff that he's done, and I mean the negative stuff that's come to light, does it really overshadow his wrestling career?
In some people's minds, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why that's those things that he did and that are alleged to have done and all that kind of stuff is bigger than the accomplishments that he's done in professional wrestling. Because you just can't, in today's day and age, you can't go around doing those kind of things.
No, I mean, you can compare it to like someone like a Mel Gibson, right? Like Hulk Hogan in Pretend Land did great things, just like the actor Mel Gibson did in all of his great movies. But then you come out and you say, you reveal yourself to be a terrible human being. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, you've washed away all your accolades.
Very, very true. Now, with AEW, we have seen them allow their wrestlers to go and do independent shows, indie shows, all over the country. Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net says people within AEW adamantly shot down the report that AEW is barring younger talent from working WrestleMania weekend indie shows in Las Vegas. Haynes goes on to say there is no company policy or mandate specific to WrestleMania weekend. We have seen over the last, I guess maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, somewhere in that time frame, where WrestleMania weekend doesn't just have WrestleMania going on in that particular city. All the different organizations have something going on in that particular city, because why not? Why not capitalize on WrestleMania weekend? But my question is, do you think it's fair to WrestleMania itself that all these other wrestling shows are going on in that same particular area on that same weekend? May not be going on at the same particular time, but the same weekend from that Thursday through that Sunday.
Is it fair to who?
To WWE, to WrestleMania itself.
WrestleMania is not affected by that whatsoever.
You don't think so?
It's not televised. If it's not televised and people don't see...
some of it is. Some of it is televised.
You're saying someone like, say, like Warrior Wrestling. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
You're saying if they run a show, WrestleMania weekend in the same town as WrestleMania is negatively impacted by that.
I'm asking you if that is.
No, I'm saying no.
I don't think so. I mean, the more wrestling out there, the greater it is.
And that's where I was getting at. With this report that AEW is shooting down, not shooting down, whatever. Who cares? It's wrestling. We're as wrestling fans, we want to see as much of it as we can, right? So with WrestleMania weekend, that's one, if not the biggest weekend during the year. And why shouldn't other organizations be able to, quote unquote, capitalize on this and put on some really good shows during that same weekend in that same area for fans to go and see?
But in your report, did you say AEW is allowing or not allowing?
So let's see. Let's read this again. People within AEW adamantly shot down the report that AEW is barring younger talent from working WrestleMania weekend indie shows in Las Vegas. There is no company policy or mandate specific to WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
And we have seen AEW allow their wrestlers to go and do indie shows.
I'd like to get Ricky Stark's opinion on that one.
Well, that's a different situation. And what that situation is, we really haven't gotten any of the details of what's going on there.
We don't know what's going on. And to me, I mean, to say, okay, you could go WrestleMania weekend to perform, but then none other time during the year, you know, I don't know. You know, it's, where did you get that information and how trustworthy is it?
Well, I mean, that's true too. That's true too. But I mean, Body Slam, I wouldn't think bodyslam.net or any of the other publications, if they want to be on the quote unquote up and up,
right,
and want their stuff to be shown as good journalism, they would be getting good sources and putting stuff out that their sources are telling them. And so their sources are saying basically that AEW is not barring their talent from going and doing things. But then, like you just brought up, there are specific incidences
or individuals
where they are keeping them from doing things. But as a whole, over the last 5 years since AEW has started, that was one of the things that made AEW, I think, appealing, was the fact that they let their guys and gals go and do other things. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, seems like you always hear John Moxley popping up at a indie somewhere out of the blue. Maybe at NWA WLW?
The Death Riders.
One could hope.
Yeah, one could hope. One of my favorite female wrestlers, one of my favorite lady wrestlers, Deonna Purrazzo, has been very vocal to management in AEW about wanting to be utilized more and better by AEW. And this is according to Fightful Select. That was especially the case when Full Gear was in her native New Jersey last year. Purrazzo lost to Anna Jay on the pre-show of that pay-per-view. With that being said, I would have to be in agreement with the fact that AEW gets all this awesome talent to sign the dotted line to come to AEW, but then they drop the ball in the fact that they're not being utilized.
Are you saying she wishes she was be back at TNA?
No. That's not what she's saying. What she's saying is she wants to be utilized more and better in AEW. She's under contract to AEW. She wants to get in the ring. She wants to do, the job. She wants to work. I can't blame her. Again, I would want.
You can replace Deonna's name with anybody's name, though.
True.
Any one single person wants to be on TV more.
True, but Deonna Purrazzo is one of those ladies out there that has worked her butt off over the last 6, 7, 8 years to get to the point where she is and to being one of the top ladies in the world. And she is one of the top ladies, in my opinion.
I would agree with that.
She needs to be utilized more on programs.
So who would you take off TV to put her on TV with?
Why do you have to take anybody off?
You only have X amount of hours a week.
True.
You only have so much TV landscape that you can use.
Okay.
I mean, they pushed Lady Frost for a while. Now it's starting to get into Lady Frost, and now she's gone.
Boom, gone. All of a sudden.
I mean, I'll answer my own question. I'll just call them jobber matches that they do. They need to stop.
Agreed.
Like even our local people that when I went to Collision, they were local, especially lady wrestlers that were used on TV. Good for them. They're on TV. I'm very happy for you. Everybody knows you're going to lose. Put someone like Deanna in a match like that. Let her showcase herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also with Deanna Purrazzo, with that, what you just said, that we all know you're going to lose mentality, does not apply to Deanna Purrazzo.
Right.
In any kind of shape, way, or form.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. I mean, if you're not into Deanna, that I understand.
We are up against our very last break of the show.
Already?
Already. It's almost a quarter till. We're going to go ahead and take this break, and then we will wrap up Uncensored Wrestling Talk. First full 2-hour show with all three of us here this year, right after these messages.
Trust the professionals at Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Buying or selling, they'll make your dreams come true. Here's commercial property and development expert Rick Meyer.
Oh, it's been a great family business. My dad started the company, and we have been in business a long time. And really what keeps us in business, I think, is just working with our good customers and clients and the relationships that we're able to build. It's really important to us, our agents, to build that relationship, but provide the service to this your local community.
We are the #1 stop in the region for buying and selling residential, commercial, and farm real estate. We've been serving the area for more than 40 years, and we do it with pride.
You can reach us at and look at all our properties at MeyerListings.com. You can also call us at 636-462-5555.
Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, North Lincoln Drive in Troy, 636-462-5555. Online at MeyerListings.com.
Hi, everybody. This is News Radio KYRO Vice President and General Manager John Shepper, and I have a question for you. Have you ever considered hosting a foreign exchange student? If you haven't, perhaps the time is now. You can host a high school student from another country who lives with your family for 5 to 10 months, a new international branch for your family tree, and an opportunity to share your part of America with an international teenager. AYUSA has been connecting families around the world for over 30 years. A track record of trust with compassionate, engaged student leaders and personalized host family support. There's no typical family. No matter where you live or how your family is structured, there's a student waiting for a family like yours for a unique opportunity. Find out more by contacting the AYUSA local representative Tricia Schneidermeyer at 636-295-7224. Explore the wonderful opportunities that AYUSA has to offer, connecting families around the world for over 30 years.
This moment of calm is brought to you by American National. Because life on the farm is stressful and insurance shouldn't be. American National. Relax. We're here. American National Property and Casualty Company and Affiliates, Springfield, Missouri.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center. Online at MeyerListings.com. Overcast clouds in Troy. Getting down to 26 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the lower 40s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the upper 40s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 30. In Wentzville it's 31 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground? Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions. Online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Welcome back, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live in the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and all of our wonderful feeds, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X. Go and find them, join us. Of course, in studio with me, the super fan, the nematode Nelly.
Hey!
Hillbilly Tim Williams, and our resident referee, Mr. 123.
That's
HD
me.
Daniels. A name that I brought up just a little bit ago as we were talking about Deonna Purrazzo. Tessa Blanchard. She has been an extremely controversial figure in the world of professional wrestling. But according to WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray, she is thriving in the ring. Former TNA World Champion Tessa Blanchard recently returned to TNA at TNA's Final Resolution. She then made a statement in her in-ring return with her work at TNA Genesis as she beat Jordynne Grace in Jordynne Grace's last match at TNA. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Bully Ray said that he was impressed with Blanchard's performance at TNA Genesis. I'm analyzing Tessa Blanchard and the pro wrestler right now, not the human being. And what I saw from Tessa and Jordynne was very, very good, Ray said. Tessa Blanchard has as good command of her own athletic ability as Charlotte Flair. Blanchard recently shared her thoughts on TNA's partnership with TNA, speaking with Dominic D'Angelo of SE Scoops, and she commented on the announcement. Stephanie Verker and I, we have a history in CMLL over in Mexico, she said. We've had some banger matches out there, so her and I were actually chatting, and we're like, maybe we'll get to see each other in the ring again one day, and I know that would be just a treat. It's something special. I think it's something that no one could have expected. It's something that people have been talking about, but now it's in ink. Now it's out there for the whole world to see, and it's a huge blessing for both companies because just like NXT is filled with such amazing talent and leadership, TNA is as well. So far, so good for Tessa Blanchard in TNA. The match that she had was very good with Jordynne Grace. On Thursday night, I think she came out and did a pretty good promo. She referenced to her father, Tully Blanchard, and he was also there in attendance that night. I would really like to see a program where the two of them are doing things together. Maybe him being her manager there for a little while or whatever. But what do you guys think of Tessa Blanchard coming back to TNA and the prospects that are possible, like a Stephanie Verker and her mixing it back up? Because they did have some really good matches in CMLL.
Yeah, the wrestler Tessa, just purely what you see on television. Sky's the limit for that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's amazing.
I mean, you could even go up really up the chain. How about Tessa versus Charlotte?
Sure.
I mean, both daughters of the Four Horsemen.
That would be very, very interesting. You could work a really good program with that, with the storyline and everything.
And I think TNA is, from what I've seen thus far, they're just ignoring the real life incidents that she had.
Right.
They're saying stuff like she's a controversial figure and all that stuff, but they're not directly addressing any of it, which I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And just see where you can go with this.
Eric Bischoff is famous for saying this. Controversy creates cash.
True.
As well. So, I mean,
it was controversial enough to re-sign her, so.
But not until like 5 years after the fact.
Right.
To be honest about it. And again, we don't have to really get into everything that she's done, but there was a lot of different things that she did. To include holding hostage, really, the TNA World Championship belt, because she had it with her down in Mexico for a good 5-6 months
during COVID,
something like that. Yeah, during the COVID time period. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if she can keep her backstage controversial things to a minimum or zero.
Zero would be preferred.
Zero would definitely be preferred. I think you're right. I think the sky is the limit for her. Anything is really possible for her. Now, do I want to see her get back in there and mix it up with the guys again? Maybe not so much. For me personally.
When she won that men's world title, she was the hottest thing going in TNA.
She was.
She
You're
really
right.
was.
But
Yeah.
how much was there in TNA at the time?
There was quite a bit of stuff
you
going
had-
on in TNA
but
at the time.
Talent-wise,
Yeah, there was quite a bit, honestly.
I mean, she beat Sami Callihan for the title.
Yep.
She also beat Brian Cage, I think, for the #1 contendership,
Yep.
which is, I thought, was a little
stretch.
It was a stretch.
It
I mean,
was.
that man is humongous.
He is. He is.
I don't know. I enjoyed that run personally.
I thought it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very good. I think over the last 5 or 6 years or so, there's an argument to be made that she is, I would say, in the top 5.
Top 5 what?
Women wrestlers.
Right now, you mean?
No, yeah,
Or-
as over the last 6 or 7 years or so.
Yeah.
Since COVID, let's just say since COVID,
Okay.
Right.
in the last 5 years, there's an argument to be made that she could be put in the top 5 of the
Yeah.
best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah,
Female
I
wrestlers.
could see that, especially females. You know, she's again. I think the jury's still out. Is which if you're strictly talking wrestling, yes, absolutely. The person, I think we have to. It's time will tell.
For sure, absolutely, 100%.
Hey, Sarge, before you forget, we have less than a week to the Royal Rumble, and we haven't predicted who's the men's.
Okay, men's then. Let's
Who
go
do
ahead and
you
jump to
think?
it. The men's, per the leak that came out a couple of weeks ago, there hasn't been much. Talk about it since then. However, I'm gonna say that I'm still sticking with it. I do think that John Cena is going to be one of 2 wrestlers left in the ring, him and The Rock, and I think John Cena ends up winning, and then I think that he challenges Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas.
I'm kind of putting my horses behind someone who I think actually deserves another championship, and that's Drew McIntyre.
So if Drew McIntyre is to win the Royal Rumble,
I
who
think
do
he
you
goes
see him going after?
Cody.
You think he goes after Cody as well?
Right.
Okay. HD.
I feel like Cena's going to win, unfortunately. Who I would like to see win, I'd like to see Drew win. I don't think he's going to. I think they're doing something to Drew. They're like beating him down so far. All he does is lose. I can't remember the last time Drew McIntyre won anything.
It's been a while, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
He loses all of his rivalries. He lost to Seth. He lost to CM Punk.
Didn't he beat Jey or was it Jimmy Uso? Jey Uso? It was one of the Usos.
on Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have that one victory. Yeah.
And that was in December.
Right. I feel like Punk might be in the last 3, maybe. They're really pushing him.
They
this
have been.
year.
They have been. Now let's say CM Punk wins.
Mhm.
If CM Punk wins, who do you see him challenging at WrestleMania 41?
He made the statement that he was going after the world title a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
After he beat Drew, actually. He beat Drew in the Hell in a Cell, and he came out and declared, I'm going after Gunther.
Yeah.
Then they had the whole Seth thing.
So you think he's gonna stick with that?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yeah, I could see it, but Drew, he can work with almost anybody. He's got the size, he's got the speed. And dang it, his charisma has really picked up.
It has.
It
has.
So
it really has. In fact, Fightful Select indicates that CM Punk's shot at Hulk Hogan on this past week's Raw was not scripted. It was just off the cuff, and that there's no heat on him for saying it. In fact, people laughed about it backstage. I thought that was a great moment. I thought that was I didn't see anything wrong with him saying that he would throw out, the old dusty Hulk Hogan over the top rope. Why not mention it? Why not go with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for him to create chaos, but that's what he likes.
Yeah, that's what Punk does.
He does do that. He does, and he's good at it. He's very good at it. Hey, before we get out of here, we've got about roughly a minute and 50 seconds left in the show. Superfan, any last words from yourself?
Only that, Miz is going to be by himself for a while.
He might
be.
I
think it was the funniest thing to see him kind of flounder around on SmackDown.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was funny. Yeah.
HD, what about you, my friend?
I just hope we enjoy the Royal Rumble and it's not a predictable, like we're not coming in the day after the Rumble and be like, oh, that was so predictable and boring.
Yeah.
I really just hope that they surprise us and they prepare us well for Mania.
For sure. And then also, folks, don't forget, February the 8th at the Race Wrestling Arena, the first event of the new year for NWA World League Wrestling. Get your tickets right now. We're looking at the TV screens, and of course, there's wrestling.
Yeah.
TNA on the Roku. They've got an actual 24/7 free streaming channel on there. But as I was saying, NWA World League Wrestling, get your tickets now. Don't wait for the day of, because if you do, you're just going to be left out in the cold. You don't want to be left out in the cold. This is going to be a hot night for wrestling. Attila Khan will be challenging Camaro Jackson. What a match that's going to be. So far, we've also heard Cameron Burnett going to be taking on Skylar Sparks as well. So some great stuff going on. And for Superfan, for HD, I am Sarge. And until next week, fans, go watch some wrestling.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 12 o'clock in the Heartland.
Fox News, I'm Paul Stevens. Anger from some Democrats in Congress after President Trump